Hello and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos does Curse of Strahd. I'm your Dungeon Master Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe playing Sevia, Emily playing Beatrice, Laura playing Conrad, Mitch playing Exley, and Johanna playing Fall. Let's jump into it. So, where we last left off, party in continuing to explore the Amber Temple came upon a room with a architect's model of what appeared to be Castle Ravenloft, and buried or hidden within the model was the hilt of a sword. The sun sword that they sought in the temple. So, what would people like to do?
I know we all desperately want to get out of this temple. I would like to actually examine the architect's model of Ravenloft and look at the layout of it all and see kind of what's all up in there.
All right, roll me an investigation check.
Ooh, let's use our new dice.
Well, what's left of it after Beatrice poked it and made it fall down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Because, yeah, she poked it and then that's where the hilt of the sword was.
That is a 22.
22, okay. So, how we're going to play this is, I'm not necessarily going to tell you anything now.
Okay.
But if you find yourself in Castle Ravenloft making investigation or perception checks within the lower few levels, I will give you advantage on the check.
Nice. Thank you, DM.
For 22, you will be able to apply that advantage to up to 5 checks.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I guess Sevie is just going to be poking around in there, and if she finds anything interesting she's just like, oh, look, there's a small room down here, and it looks a bit like a broom carpet. She is going to be like calling that out to everyone as she goes through.
Investigating? Is there anything else worth investigating around here, or should we get out?
Just, she kind of sticks her head out one of the little mini windows. I'm assuming perspective-wise, this is like when like a teenager is in like a children's playground, and they're just that little bit too tall. I think I don't know about this room in particular. It depends if we want to keep looking in the library for a bit before we leave. Well, it also depends on where we're going to go after this. Because I know we want to go back to Mordenkainen, but I mean, if we do set up a fire in the library, we might be able to do some more research, maybe see if there are any books on Strahd, but if not, we can just leave. I certainly don't particularly enjoy it here.
I would certainly be excited to get out of the cold.
Sounds fair. It might take some time for you to identify this hilt while we're there.
Yes, that would be, yes. Yes, quite, yes. I think I've learned everything I'm going to learn from this thing. And she's gonna awkwardly climb out.
Conrad is not paying much heed to that. He kind of looked over it when Beatrice pulled out the hilt, but then he's like, oh, it's literally just a hilt. Lame. He did, however, procure a book, I think, from the chest that he'd been investigating.
Yeah.
And so while Sevia's looking over the model and they're kind of naturally on about, oh, should we leave the temple? Should we stay in there? He kind of like gets kind of a bit of a funny look over his face on like the idea of leaving the temple. So he instead opens the book to have a look through it while they're having a chat. Or the tome, I suppose, that he procured.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check to see how much you can kind of decipher.
Okay. What's my Arcana? +3. So 13.
13. It's there's a strangeness to the text. It is hard to put your finger on what exactly is making it strange, but it is
What language is it in?
It's reading through it, it appears to be common.
Okay.
But there's a strangeness to it that you can't quite put your finger on.
Okay. Well, he pockets that for a bit later, I presume, as the others are continuing their conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess once Sevie is out of the little castle, she's gonna be like, well, do we want me to identify things now, or do we want me to go back, or do we want to go back to the library with the fire after we do a bit of a look around, see if there's anything else interesting?
I think it would be prudent to vacate this location, considering we have not cleared out the entire floor, and we are not certain when those skulls will come back, if they shall, since they seem to infest this place. So probably best to find somewhere that you can batten down the hatches, so to speak.
Yes. Very smart, Conrad. Very good. Is there, Exley, anything else you want to do in here before we and your friends head back?
So Exley, this whole conversation, since you guys went into that room with the architecture in it, he's been in the doorway of the second room, which I believe had a couple of coffins in it or a couple of chests or something in there.
So, this room, the description was stone blocks resembling tables stand in the center of this room, covered in dust. Carved into the stone walls are niches filled with hundreds of dusty bottles. Cobwebs hang from wooden ladders that lean against the walls.
Oh yeah, I think we went past a room with coffins on our way to the room we're in right
that's
now.
what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the one with the loathsome, wretched creatures in it, or is that?
I don't think it was too far either.
That was a
so
separate room.
I think that was Beatrice checked across the other side.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. We saw so many rooms.
Yeah. Well, Exley has just been standing in that doorway, just sort of watching the whole interaction. He has seen someone pull out a sword hilt, but isn't really reacting to it. And on being questioned, he goes, I believe heading to safety might be a better option.
excellent. Of course. Well, we should probably go and do that then post haste. And Kurt will just like start striding out of the room.
Oh, goodness, yes, he does have quite long legs, doesn't he? Oh, gosh. And then, scurry.
All right. So you're making your way out of the temple.
Back
to the library.
Oh, to the library.
I will say when we do go past the place of the coffins, though, Conrad does kind of just like stop and just stare into the doorway as either people catch up or walk past him, I suppose.
Yeah.
Insight check.
I was going to say Beatrice would have come out of the sort of lot last and would have seen Conrad stop in front of the doorway and would have stopped behind him.
He's just lankily standing there, but you can do an insight check if you like.
I was gonna say, the one time I don't roll a nat 1 and instead get a 17 on Insight on Conrad.
Oh, okay.
He's probably not doing a lot, really.
He is just kind of like, he's not looking like he's about to like run into there or anything, but he's just kind of observing again. Just kind of like with his hand, like I guess a hand on his hip, and like just like with the other hand kind of just like leaning against the doorway, looking inwards. He doesn't look, again, like, yeah, for that check, he doesn't look like he's about to run in, but he is like, looks like he's been pulled there slightly, I suppose, which is not out of character for what you know so far.
Yeah.
Beatrice, as she's standing there, Beatrice will say, I think it's best we don't get separated from rest of group. Okay?
Yes, you're correct. Of course.
After you.
He kind of like gives another like look over to like he's like studying, and then like he turns around and kind of looks like he's like taking note of exactly where this location is, and he's like, good, and then he'll march onwards back to the library purposefully.
Scurry.
So, is there anything you wish to do in the library?
Beatrice is going to hand the hilt to Sylvia and say, if you would like to take time now to have a little look at this, and hand it across. And she's then going to walk back to one of the bookshelves, bookshelf on the right of the door. And she's just going to find an interesting looking book and she's going to grab it off the shelf.
Okay. Just roll me a investigation check, I guess.
Investigation. Right, there it is. That's a 10.
10. Okay, so you find a book that's on kind of the practical use of magic for exploration and survival.
Beatrice will then go across to... Beatrice will sit sort of in the middle of the room, not sitting on a couch or anything, but just sort of in the middle of the room, sit down, open the book and say, Exifanta!
Beautiful.
All right.
Sevia is going to start casting Identify on the hilt and then is going to pause like mid-glowing runes and be like, I know we haven't had a lot of time, but if anyone has anything else they'd like me to identify in the meantime, I tend to get on a roll, so...
I'm all good on this front.
Okay.
Conrad can't, he like had, depending on how long that's taken for her to have a look at, he couldn't have like looked more at the tome that he's picked up, has he, Darby? You can't glean more from it?
Not necessarily more from it. You can kind of...
Doesn't look like anything similar to spells that he's seen written in Strahd's book diary or anything, does it?
No, it's not. You're able to tell it's not a spell book.
Okay. That's common, but just not anything particularly interesting about the writing.
So it seems to be a collection of different things contained herein. So poetry, historical accounts, like notes on survival, strategy.
Okay, well, he's not going to pipe up then, because it doesn't sound like anything particularly pressing or interesting that he would bother to show to Sevia.
But there, yeah.
So
Yeah, there is something strange about it. You just can't put your finger on it.
Oh, yeah, that's not enough. So, yeah.
Probably also cursed.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I guess after that awkward silence, she's just going to go, okay, and then just keep runesing away.
All right.
I think Fall will go and talk to Esmeralda. Is Esmeralda doing anything in particular?
Not in particular, no.
Okay, so they'll just go up to her and be like, "Oh, hi. Isn't it exciting to possibly have found what we're looking for?"
It is. It worries me, what may come next. What?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, we have all we need. If that is all you've been told by Mother Eve. So what comes next is the devil himself.
I'm gonna roll insight on Esmeralda.
Okay.
Is she? That sound. We have all we need. Sounded sus. Oh, that was a 13.
13. Yeah, she seems to be pretty straightforward.
Okay. All right. So you and all them went here. Must be very excited to finally be taking down Strahd, right? Have you known about this sword and everything for a while?
It is, there are stories of, the history of that sword. 'Twas, when it was whole, the sword of, Sergei, Strahd's brother. The one that he killed.
Oh.
Out of jealousy.
Got some big history then to it. And did the story say what exactly it would do? Or is it just a very nice symbology of, taking him down with his brother's sword?
I do not know. I've never been able to see it in person before, and I've not heard any tales of its actual capabilities.
I see. Yeah, it must be exciting. Do you think you're going to be the one that's wielding it?
I do not know. Surely, I don't know. I would not want to butt in with that choice.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't want to butt into anything. Falls just being... yeah, full sauce. Well, no, that's great. I'm sure that Sevia will get a good idea on what it does. She's very powerful at all that magic and everything.
I will say, if none of you are, whatever kind of blade it is, if none of you are capable of, none of you have the training to wield it, I'm happy to take it into battle, but if one of you are suited to
I mean, the most
its
ideal
use,
thing of all would be if you and... We'll have to see. It would have been nice if maybe some people other than our group could have gone and done this whole fight in the beginning, but that's how things go, I guess. That's how fate goes.
People have tried, Fall.
That's true. Oh, I'm sorry, I was a bit rude on this conversation. I can be bad with words sometimes, but thank you for your knowledge about this sword.
Roll me a deception check.
Okay, that is a 23.
23. Okay. Wow. Esmeralda,
the first time I've actually rolled well.
Esmeralda eyes you suspiciously, but she can't, like, you see in her face she doesn't quite seem to break down what you're saying.
Just full being weird again.
Yeah. I'm sure there are probably those who may be able to help if you if we were to approach them, but I don't know how many are quite ready for it, considering how recent the last attempt on the castle was.
That's true. If we can recruit a few people, that might make it a bit more possible to achieve. We'll just have to see what our next move is. Anyway, thank you for the chat. I'll go see how Sevia's going.
All right. So, Sevia, the Sun Sword. So, the sword itself appears to be a long sword hilt. So, it requires attunement. So, while grasping the hilt, the person attuned to it can use a bonus action to cause a blade of pure radiance to spring into existence, or make the blade disappear. While the blade exists, the magic longsword has the finesse property, so dexterity can be used in place of strength. If you are proficient with short swords or long swords, you are proficient with the sun sword. You gain a plus, it is a +2 weapon, which deals radiant damage instead of slashing damage. And when you hit undead with it, the target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage. The blade emits a bright light in a 15-foot radius and dim light for an additional 15 feet, and the light is considered sunlight. While the blade persists, you can use an action to expand or reduce its radius of bright and dim light by 5 feet each to a maximum of 30 feet each, or a minimum of 10 feet each. It is also sentient. It is a sentient, chaotic good weapon with an and it has hearing and normal vision out to a range of 60 feet, and it can communicate by transmitting emotions to the creature carrying or wielding it.
I'm assuming by carrying or wielding that does necessitate being attuned to it?
You're not entirely sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will say, as soon as she kind of gets to that bit where she realizes that it's a sentient thing that can talk to people in their heads, her eyes kind of go really wide, and then narrow, and then out loud, she's going to look at the hilt and say, "Hello."
It sends out. It sends you an emotion of cautious optimism.
Oh, you seem like a chippy little thing.
Confusion.
Oh, do you not realize you're little? You're only hand-sized for us. Are you used to smaller or larger things wielding you? Or have you not been wielded in a long time? I feel like that might be the case. This place is very dirty. I don't think anyone's been here in a very long time except to either eat things or get murdered. What does the sword think back?
Nothing.
Oh, did I say too much? Is there a limit? Is there like a word limit?
Nothing.
Are you ignoring me?
Nothing.
She has a little mini, just like just grumpy little cat face. Just
When Celia sort of gets to the point where she says hello out loud, Beatrice will look up from the book and just watch Celia through that whole little thing.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to say to me?
Nothing.
Well,
You all right over there?
I believe I'm getting the cold shoulder from a hilt.
Beatrice just sort of confusedly cocks her head to the side.
Oh, it can talk to people. In their heads.
Right, in their head.
Yes.
Was talking to you?
Well, not talking so much as expressing emotion at me, but it started doing, like, not responding to me with emotions, but it sort of felt less as if it didn't have anything to say and more that it was making a point of not saying anything to me, which I am used to, but feels a little bit much coming from what must be a very lonely little sword.
The sword emits an emotion of like curiosity and amusement.
Oh, you think I'm funny? Oh, it thinks I'm funny. Everything's all right.
Beatrice rolls her eyes.
Exley gets more confused about the concept of humor.
Almost physically, like, falls over.
Well, it's what we're looking for, she announces to the room at large. Would anyone else like to see if it'll talk to them too?
All right. Beatrice gets up, walks over, and picks up the sword.
Yes, I don't think you have to speak out loud to it. I just felt cautious in doing so.
Okay.
Beatrice just looks at it and thinks, hello.
It gives you an emotion of it's hard to place. It's like recognition, but it's not direct recognition.
Curious.
Almost a recognition of a shared motivation. That kind of recognition.
Well, and she turns to Lydia. I see what you mean.
Yes, it's quite fascinating, isn't it? You don't really get a lot of things like that in Fierlor. I've heard rumors of swords and things like that. There's a family on a hill where apparently the sword does that all the time, but they don't really share it with other people. It's quite mean of them, actually. They have all this not. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
What else? What else is there? What else do you know about the swords now?
Well, it's a finesse weapon. So it generally will use strength. It won't use strength. It will instead use your quickness and your ability to move swiftly, like Conrad does.
Yeah, basically, a finesse weapon is it can use strength, but it is capable of being wielded like something like a rapier or scimitar, where you can use more maneuvering to make your hits rather than relying purely on brute force.
Yes. So, I mean, you can hit people very hard with it, but mostly I think it's designed for just like getting right in there. It's I believe it requires you to mentally attune to it, as a lot of weapons like this tend to, which I think might make the voice in your head a little stronger, but I'm not sure. Again, I don't know a lot about it. it's quite quick to activate, and it shoots out a little beam of radiance, and also quite quick to deactivate and get rid of the beam of radiance. It should cast a light that counts as sunlight in a certain area footage, which would be very helpful against someone like Strahd, who is repelled by the sun. Also, I do believe if you hit something like one of Exley's friends, or like are vampires undead?
Yes.
Okay. Or someone like Strahd, it might do them extra damage.
Beatrice, you do notice whenever Strahd is mentioned, like there is a degree of rage and desire for vengeance that kind of emanates from the sword.
And I believe too, instead of dealing normal physical damage, there's an element of radiance to it. So creatures like the abbot that seemed resistant to physical attacks would probably not have that same resistance.
Thinking. And she looks back down at the hilt, back to Celia. It doesn't like Strahd.
Good. We have something in common.
That's so weird. It's alive and it will glow and stab things even though it's just a hilt?
No. Sorry. But when you are connected to it in your head, you can. I don't believe there's a code word. I didn't feel the need for a code word, but I assume if you think very hard, you can be like sword, and then the sword will appear, and then you can also think sword, go away, and the sword will go away.
Like a solid illusion.
Yes. Yes,
Can I talk to it?
Yes. Beatrice. That was your own accent.
Beatrice sort of looks at the hilt and then looks at Fall and somewhat hesitantly gives the hilt to Fall.
Fall tries to hold the hilt in a way that where the blade would be is not intersecting with anyone else, and then just thinks really hard to the sword.
Assuming that there is a solid binary between good and evil, are you evil?
The sword gives off an emotion of, like, it's offended by the implication.
Are you offended by the idea of the binary or the question?
The sword is confused.
I mean, same. Okay. I give it back to Beatrice and I'm like, okay, either that sword is as confused about philosophy as I am, or it does not consider itself evil.
Oh, I don't believe it to be evil.
That's good.
Feel evil. I do feel a feeling of vengeance through it.
Although I will say it felt quite chaotic in nature, not in kind of the layman's terms of chaotic, more in the philosophical sense of chaotic.
So from a philosophical cosmological standpoint, it is a chaotic good aligned blade.
Nice.
Well, does anyone else want to talk to the sword before we put it away or decide who's going to use it? It is quite interesting.
Egsley, probably halfway through that conversation, having come to his own realization that that's most likely what we're looking for, and that it's probably not going to kill us, at least before we kill Strahd. He has turned back to the zombie that he is now named 11, and he is trying to teach it how to play catch with one of the pebbles that he has. Just like off in the distance.
Conrad, Esmeralda?
Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan.
Well, no, do you want to hold it?
Oh.
And think to it? It's really quite interesting.
Let's give it a try.
Wonderful. Beatrice?
Beatrice hands it over to Esmeralda.
Okay. You see Esmeralda kind of focus for a few moments. And there's like a look of interest on her face. As like you can see like her face is almost like going through the motions of a conversation.
All watches with extreme suspicion.
Oh, interesting. Conrad, do you want to have a check before I hand it back to Beatrice, or?
Yeah, do you want to talk to the sword?
So Conrad has been sort of standing against like the bookcase, sort of nearest to the exit of the library, back out to go leave the temple, I suppose. And he's had his like arms kind of folded. He was looking at his the tome he had, and then he kind of like reattached it to his belt, and he's just kind of been standing there with his arms folded, like watching these proceedings. And he is doing his little glower now, which he likes to do. And then he kind of like looks like he's about to say something. He's like, yes, of course. I mean, we're all touching this one, aren't we? So I suppose this is acceptable. And he will stride up to, is Beatrice still holding the sword again?
Yeah.
And he kind of like goes to grab it off her, I suppose.
If Conrad reaches for it in a sort of grabbing motion, Beatrice is going to sort of yank it away.
Interesting. So Conrad, interesting.
Beatrice!
He was not being polite. He was coming in at it with his grabby little hands.
Goodness, that is a bit defensive for something you seem so enchanted by. My apologies. Please, and he like bows his head. May I have a little try of the blade?
In the same vein, Beatrice says, "Oh, of course," and does like a big flourish as she hands him the hilt.
He glares even more, but then he yanks it out of her hand.
Sevia looks at Fall as if to be like, "Can you believe this?"
Fall like nods, but looks like very nervous, like ooh.
And what emotion does he feel for the sword? Anything? Nothing?
There's a slight degree of concern.
Okay. He kind of just like holds it and just like tries to imagine how like it move in the hand. And then he kind of like, I guess, turns his back from the others and just kind of like looks at it and then just like feeling a bit stupid thinks, can you hear this? Like the others?
There's no response.
Not as strong as the other presences then. He kind of like just
roll me an insight check.
Okay.
On a sword.
You're rolling 11s. Oh, that's 11.
Okay, so that's enough because this is an easy 2 + 2 kind of thing. If what Sevia said is true and that it communicates through emotions, it may be hard to get an actual answer to certain questions, like even questions that seem like simple yes or no questions. It might be a bit like it's not exactly straightforward to get an answer from it.
Ah, that's right. Emotion is what he thinks. Then he kind of like scowls outwardly again. Perhaps later. And then he kind of like just again like trying to like tries to see how it might really like. Interesting. Well, there you go, Beatrice. I wouldn't want to part you for too long. And he returns it to Beatrice. And then again kind of turns and like goes back to standing glaring near the doorway. Looking quite stroppy, I think.
Okay.
Are we done here? Is there more to observe? Are we making camp, or are we moving onwards? I don't know about you. I do not have many rations left.
I do not think we should spend another night in here. I think we'd be best to move on and continue out of the temple.
Good, good. Beatrice agrees. I agree as well. I think it would be best. After all, we cannot take these books from this library, so there's not much to be gleaned here unless we wish to while away the time here. And there are other things in the temple, but perhaps it would be best for us as a group to make a move.
Well, where would we be going? Were we still thinking of going back to Mordenkainen and seeing if he can help in our final push to Strahd?
He has offered his assistance.
That is correct. Perhaps that is the best course of action.
Yes. Anyway,
Or at least head in that direction, and then we can get an idea of what to do next, seeing as we have all of the things that we need.
Esmeralda, question. Town nearby?
The closest would be which would be closest?
We get out our fantasy Google Maps.
Or the map. Where
Troy's not a native, he doesn't know where's nearby.
We're about as far from civilization as we can be here.
And we will only have your spectral horses, if that indeed is still present when we return.
Depends on which way we want to go. If we want to follow the road, it's going to take longer, but it'll be safer. It was how we got here. Then we could probably get to Kresk or Valaki, or make our way to Mordenkainen via that. Or if we wanted to go in some other direction, we could always try to make our way to Barovia, the village of Barovia to the east.
Back where we started.
Mm.
Ah, yes, we might be able to get some supplies from there, perhaps. Purchase some things.
Yes.
That may be wise.
I think it's a good idea.
A point of note about our salesmen in this town of Barovia is that there appears to be only one who sells general supplies, and they do overprice things by a certain margin.
By how much? Just commonplace for
it was 10 times.
the shopkeepers.
10
It
times.
was 10 times their typical value.
Hold on. Was 5 gold for a blanket, 10 for a bedroll.
Sounds reasonable.
He was straight up robbing people, basically.
That's a lot.
Yes, that's quite a lot.
Well,
Does this have anything to do with certain contentions? on a certain day? Perhaps.
No! No! We went in and we saw that the prices were outrageous and we turned around and left, and then something else happened entirely, which we shall not speak of.
All right. Well, closest location I think would be best. I don't know about you, but I would like to procure more food and medicine. So I think that would be best if we're not to linger in this tower.
You would probably be lucky to find anything, but your best bet would be Valaki. Like, even ignoring the problems with the merchant in Barovia.
Good. Well, that sounds like a plan. So we have established we will be leaving this temple and no longer perusing what is here. So I suggest we should do that soon, if we do not have any other plans.
No.
I may, if we do have some time, just before we leave, I might try to acquire some more goods.
Good. I also have an idea if we are to be leaving soon. In how much time do you need, 42, and in what direction?
I will need no more than a minute, and it is downstairs.
Good. All right. Well, I shall say my suggestion, for the interest of fairness for everyone, I would like to go back down to the treasury and grab whatever I can and then run. I think I can outrun the golem, so if we are to be leaving the temple, it really won't make much of a problem.
If I may offer a counter-suggestion, because that was also my plan. However, I also have some disposable friends who may be able to grab some things and not put us in danger.
Good.
I mean, at the end of the day, we have fought a golem once before in here. And
I do not wish to fight a golem, Esmeralda. I don't know about you, but I am quite aware of my own mortality and the level at which I have been thrown about these past however many days we have even been down here.
well,
It is much better to get in, take what we wish, and leave.
well, at the very least, we know if the worst should happen and we do have to engage it in combat, then we should be capable.
42.
Yes, Conrad,
Shall we investigate then?
we shall. And
I will come too.
As will I. How do you intend on getting in? Through the crack or through the door?
the same way that we got in last time.
Yes, we cannot get in through the door.
I believe it would be prudent to send
Right.
9 through 12 in, gather what they can, and then all leave as a group.
Perhaps we should only send 1 or 2 of them in. That's why we have a couple spare, just in case anything does happen to them.
That is an option. However, I believe once we interact with any item, the golem will awaken. So, my thinking is if we are to get 9 through to 12, pick up one thing each, and then make their way back through the crack in the wall, we will at least get 3 items.
That is good odds.
Fair enough. All right. Let's do that then.
That's the thing. We're not getting much without some sort of fight. But
We
as
shall
you said-
see.
as you said, we could get something. All right. So,
As you guys start walking off, Stevie is going to be like, so do Fall and I just stay up here then?
It's up to you.
Get ready to run either way.
That's
that-
right.
It's up to us, they say.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have the extra firepower if things should go south.
Fine.
Guess we can be in the vicinity.
Just in case.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll go fine.
Yes.
Okay.
As we start walking down, Stevie is going to go next to Fall and just be like, I just really don't want to get hit in the head again. That hurt.
That's what I was thinking. That was a really bad blow you got.
I know. My vision went all double. It was very strange.
All right.
Did not like it.
So, I'm gonna drag these tokens to
Thank you.
this map. Now, as you are getting into position and getting ready, I will ask you all to make sure to. Other than Beatrice, as we completely forgot that she is immune to this because of her dagger from Van Richten, a Constitution saving throw, please.
I thought did we not establish that we lit a fire in the library?
No, you
we
did
forget
not.
But there was one. Oh, damn.
We
No.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one. I
There's-
thought we left it burning when we left.
There's only so long it will remain unattended.
Well, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't establish that we relit it, so I guess we have to.
Well, I broke my horrible chili streak and I got a dirty 20.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
Dirty
finally.
19. It was a Constitution roll, wasn't it?
Yes.
Four.
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Oh, saving throw. 17.
9.
Oh.
9.
Please.
And
16.
16. Okay, so Sevia, please take a point of exhaustion.
I will.
As does Esmeralda. So,
Oh, do I already have a level of exhaustion? I should have gotten rid of that before.
yeah. So one level of exhaustion isn't too much of a hassle. It's just disadvantage on ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
Still,
So,
it's not fun.
not great.
oh, it's not great, but it's better than the later effects.
Very true.
All right. So, Yes.
As we enter the room, Eggsley does a quick check just to see if anything's out of place, if that crack in the wall has suddenly gotten bigger, if there's like maybe a golem-sized hole through it,
okay.
if anything is just out of place.
On this side, it is. On this side, it doesn't appear to be out of place.
Okay.
Excellent.
But
Conrad
I'm
is a
hyping
bit-
up my squad.
Yeah, Conrad is standing like kind of like a little military man, watching it intently, as well as Exley is hyping up his little squad. And then he's standing like on the second like alley of like the crack, I guess, because he goes, point of order, I can get in and get out quite quickly, so I might, once they have been sent in, stand by to grab whatever if they get close enough.
If you wish, I will instruct my friends to go and stand at an item each. And
Excellent.
on my signal, they will grab something and run for the crack.
Right.
Excellent. Should be exciting, almost like a lottery.
Well, Conrad, if that need does arise, do you wear any type of armor?
I only wear leathers. He like gestures to himself. You can only see some strapping.
Isn't the whatever on the items magical? Like the trap that triggers is the golem.
Yes.
Does anybody have a spell prepared that might gets rid of?
Unfortunately, Beatrice, it is anything that is touched. I believe the second I even, when I first went in there, I knocked some coins scattering, which were not real coins, by the way. And the golem did start to be wary, I believe. It only attacked, however, when Vilnius took an item of some consequence.
And to be fair, I'm not sure if anything like dispel magic might accidentally get rid of the magical properties of the item.
Ah.
Fair enough.
But no, Conrad, if you do need to run in there, she's going to walk over to you and just give you a really awkward little pat on the shoulder, and that's going to be mage armor.
Excellent. He kind of just gets a bit uncomfortable, flusters when you do that, but he will let you.
Yeah. So
kind of puffs himself up when you approach as well.
So this might be absolutely useless for you, but it does. You now have a AC of 13 plus your dex.
Now I just want to check.
That's pretty good
with mage armor, because there might be wording in it that it doesn't actually
brings
work.
up to 18, I believe.
It would, but it's just whether or not you touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor.
Do leathers count?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh.
Did I just waste the spell slot?
Yes, you did.
Well, I guess the blue kind of glittery magic that normally happens with mage armor kind of shimmers over Conrad and then just kind of almost falls away, and Sivia's like, oh,
what was that?
That doesn't... Are you wearing armor?
Just... well, some in a fashion.
Oh.
Is that a problem?
Spells can be persnickety. The spell I was going to use won't work if you're wearing any kind of armor, unfortunately.
Oh. Unfortunate.
I'm sorry. I just touched you for no reason. Apologies.
It is of no consequence.
Well.
Yes. Well.
Then I guess I'll just give you a good, hearty good luck.
No problem. Thank you very much, Sevia. It's much appreciated.
Good.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now, wonderful ally Exley, how are you going with preparations? 42.
I believe they are ready.
Good. Then we shall see how they go.
All right.
Very well. And I instruct my 9, 10, 11, and 12 to walk into the room and at the same time pick up a different item that is not a coin or coin shape.
Yep.
And then return to me swiftly.
So place them by the pile they are grabbing something from.
Okay. They will go here, here, there, and that one. It is also interesting to note Zombie 3, which is the one that would be closest to the golem. Actually, no, we'll go Zombie 2, which is the one furthest from the crack. And therefore has the longest distance to run. That one is Vilnius.
Okay.
Fair.
Valid.
And Conan's going to go halfway. Well, he's going to go close enough so he can observe.
And I will give them a mental signal when they need to pick up the item and run to me.
All right. So is Conrad going in to grab something himself? Or
No, he's just standing by
just
there. He's
standing by.
observing.
Okay.
But so he's wriggled down the crack, and now he's just standing sort of like a little entrance into the treasury.
All right.
Ready.
So,
Alert. Ready to roll a 1 for his initiative.
So roll me, Mitch, using the zombies' abilities. 4 investigation checks, so 1 for each pile to determine what they grab.
Investigation, is that intelligence?
That is intelligence.
Cool. Excellent. So Okay. So the highest is an 8.
The highest is an 8.
The highest is an 8. I have an 8, a 7, a 6, and then a 5, which is rounded down to a 1.
Ugh.
It is like the lottery. They might grab something good.
Mm.
Okay.
The only instruction I gave them was something that didn't look like a coin.
We're gonna get that little rocking horse, y'all.
We are.
I do ever so hope one of them just grabs the arm of the stone golem and like, come with me.
Oh no.
All right. Okay, so
We're about to get some amazing loot.
We're not gonna be getting that invisibility cloak Darby kept tempting us with.
No, but we
it's
are going to get a
so
visibility cloak, which when you wear it, people have advantage when they attack you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Visibility to the golems.
We're gonna get 3 earth dollars and a button.
Pretty good.
Okay. And okay, so as they go to grab them, I get everyone to roll for initiative.
That.
I don't want to fight. I'm not fighting.
I mean, still roll for initiative for when you act.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, I got a natural 20.
so
That's a 24.
So under our house rules, you do have advantage on your first action.
Oh.
All right. So 24, you said?
Yep.
All right. Conrad?
14.
Okay, Exley.
9.
Esmeralda is... Yep. Beatrice.
9.
Sevia.
Also a 14. So full, the one who wants to fight least.
Yeah.
And the zombies.
There's nothing I can really do.
Most
as well.
importantly.
We're literally just grabbing something going. This is going to be quick.
Individually or altogether?
Let's do them individually for this scenario.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Nice.
Okay. Are there... What's that under? Is that just dexterity that I'm adding to that?
Just dexterity.
Cool. Or should I say subtracting from that? So I've got a 16.
Okay.
I have an 11.
Yeah.
I've got a 6.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for Vilnius a 5.
Fine. Okay, so I'll make a note that is Vilnius.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Alright. So, alright. Let's go. So Fall, are you doing anything?
I guess I'm just gonna hold an action to attack the golem if it breaks through, which would be very bad luck.
Okay. The first of the zombies.
Is just going to book it for the crack.
Okay.
I don't like this sentence, but...
I'm so immature. Literally every time we talk about this crack, I'm like,
Alright. So the golem is going to
Birdie.
take an attack of opportunity.
Cool.
How many hit points do these zombies have? Not many.
They have 22.
No. Okay, so it's a single slam attack. That is
It's
23 to hit.
Yes. Very much so.
And that is 3d8 plus 6. So, you know, they could survive.
It's alright, we've gotten rid of an opportunity attack. Which they only get one of ever.
Oh my god. 21.
He lives?
We get our reward.
21. Okay.
Oh my god.
That skeleton has 1 hit point. That zombie rather has 1 hit point. Just double checking they don't have. Yeah, no, nothing. No effects on bludgeoning damage on them. Okay. Conrad.
Conrad's just going to prepare an action, which is he's going to just grab whatever gets near him.
All right.
Can he prepare a bonus action as well?
No, it's not quite.
Alright, he's just going to grab whatever comes near him.
Okay.
Even if it's multiple things.
Okay.
He's just going to have his hand out.
Alright. Sevia.
Not really gonna do. Can I hold an action if that action's a cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I guess she is gonna hold fire bolt for if it looks like the golem is going to break through the wall.
Okay. Alright. Esmeralda is... Yeah, she's gonna do the same thing. Okay. Zombie 2's turn.
Zombie 2 is going to book it for the door.
Okay.
Can they dash?
No.
No.
I don't think so, technically,
That's fair.
because of their nature.
10, 15, 20.
Alright. Okay. So next is the Amber Golem's go. It gets 2 slam attacks. It's going to start by targeting the one
I moved the wrong one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Vilnius.
There you go.
There we go. It's going to start by attacking Zombie 3. That is a 14.
That hits.
Yeah. Alright. Not as much damage this time. 17 damage.
Okay.
Alright. And the second attack will... Let's say it's on this same zombie. 25.
Yes.
And that... Oh, where was that damage before? This is... 26 points of damage, so that zombie is gone.
26. I failed the undead fortitude, so he is dead.
Alright. Just obliterated. Alright, and that is the golem's turn. Exley.
Exley does nothing. He just moves back.
Okay. Beatrice.
Beatrice also just stands there with her arms crossed and does nothing.
Alright. Next is Vilnius.
He will move forward 20 feet.
Okay, so it has been the golem's turn, so it does get its attack of opportunity back. So it's going to make a swing for a slam at Vilnius.
Yes.
That is a natural 1.
Ah. The one that we wanted to be smashed.
Yeah.
No, I want to keep him. I want him to endure as much damage as possible.
Alright. Fall. Your go.
Just, I guess the same. Just gonna keep holding an action if it gets out. I'm just vibing here.
Yeah. Zombie 1.
We'll move forward 20 feet.
Okay. Technically, it can only move forward 10 feet because of that being half space.
Fair.
It is considered difficult terrain, effectively.
That is okay. He is still out though.
Yes.
It's out the other side,
Yeah.
so once we're done, we can see what thing it got us.
Yeah.
Incredibly magical and dangerous item that we found.
Conrad, holding again, holding to grab again.
I mean, there's a zombie right near him. He's just going to dash out, grab the item, and then throw it back through the crack. And then with his movement, he should be able to then get back to his vantage point.
Yeah, so that item that you grab...
Vilnius.
From Vilnius was a rusted helmet.
He kind of rolls his eyes, but he throws it back through the crack and then just, resumes his spot.
Okay.
To see if he gets hit from the last zombie.
Alright. Stevia.
she is going to go up to... Oh, can I get there? 5, 10, 15, 20... Yes, I can. I want to get to the entrance of one of the cracks. And I just want to look through and see if I can see if the zombies have actually grabbed anything good. And if they haven't, if we do need to go in.
So one of them appears to have... so one of them in the room, that was in the room, appears to have a rusted, a rusted greatsword. And the one that has gotten out to you guys appears to have a gemstone, a small gemstone. So it might be worth something.
Okay. They don't appear to be grabbing anything particularly good. I don't know.
Experiment, really? Doesn't really matter. Is that a problem to you, Exley?
They have performed their duty. I am proud.
Goodness.
It's only a matter of if we want the magical items, I guess.
There are greater things in this temple that people do not wish to make use of. I think some items are not really a worthwhile thing. Oh, it's something to worry about missing.
Why are we... Okay.
Beatrice just rolls her eyes.
So a reminder, we are still in initiative, so...
Yes.
Is there anything else you're doing, Sevia?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, Esmeralda, again, is just going to hold a firebolt. The zombie 2
will move.
Mm.
And probably get to there, I believe. That's 15, but then won't be able to move an extra bit.
Okay.
Cool.
So the Amber Golem is going to step forward and whack at Vilnius.
Vilnius, no!
No.
That is 1 off a crit. That is a natural 19, so 29.
Just.
And it is going to... Oh, I completely forgot it had something that it could have used. Wouldn't have really changed anything.
This fight doesn't have a lot of emotional impact.
No, Darby.
No
This
point
is a quick
wasting
thing.
it.
So
Exley is upset.
20 points of damage to Vilnius.
Rip to Exley.
Cool.
He
for
lives!
the first attack. Well,
Oh.
First attack.
yeah, this is the golem's turn. It gets 2 attacks. The second attack is a dirty 20.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is 18 points of damage.
Okay.
So does it succeed on its...
No, it doesn't. He's dead
So
again.
Vilnius is destroyed.
Farewell.
And then the golem is going to use the rest of its movement to get right up to the crack. Alright. Exley, your go.
Well, seeing the golem at the crack, he's just going to make his way, just squelch himself past Sevia, so squeeze on through, grab the item that's in that other zombie's hand, and then just move on
So
back.
the rusty greatsword?
Yep.
Alright.
And he'll just move back.
Let me just check something. Because...
He's got reach.
Only 5 foot reach.
Okay.
Alas. Alright, yeah. So that's your go?
Yep. That is the entirety of Exley's go.
Okay, Beatrice.
Again, Beatrice is just standing there with her arms crossed, and now she's just sort of tapping her foot impatiently.
Okay. Paul?
Well, it's just like, going well there? I'm just holding an action.
Okay. The zombie that is outside, like that is in the antechamber with you guys.
He just moves forward and then renders himself inert because his job is done and he's waiting for more instructions.
Alright. Conrad.
He gets out of the crack. He's like, okay, well, that was not very exciting, but took longer than I was hoping.
Just moving out?
Yeah. He can dash also if he needs to get out of there.
That's not the concern. The golem's going for an
Disengage,
attack
maybe.
opportunity.
Okay, alright.
But I rolled a 1. So that's a... So it goes to swing at you and misses.
Yeah, he just like ducks his head in the second and tries to smash him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not very exciting. Had any good loot checks? Level 42. I think we should be leaving now.
Okay. Sevia.
Does it look like the golem can get through the crack?
It is hard to tell. It is physically too big to go through either of the cracks.
Running! I think we should be running! Running right now! And she's going to start to dash, but when she gets to fall, she's gonna like grab his arm and like loop it through hers and try to continue dashing, but clearly that has to wait until his turn.
Alright. So you're effectively holding the dash action.
Yeah, I get
Until-
halfway through dashing and then I'm like, the Super Mario pause. So.
Alright. Esmeralda, following that lead, is going to... Yeah, she's going to go upstairs. Just going to put her out of the way for now. Alright. Zombie 2.
Zombie 2. Ah, damn it. Yeah, he'll just step back 5 feet.
Okay.
Then that's all.
Alright. Alright. It is the golem's turn. It is going to attempt to slam at the stone between the two cracks. Yeah, so it's doing some damage. Alright.
Is there like brick dust falling from the ceiling as it rattles our bones?
No, not quite yet. Oh, it gets another attack, that's right.
Please paint us a word picture.
Yeah,
So-
let theater of the mind.
So, Exley and Beatrice are probably in the right spots to kind of see through the... actually, everyone but Conrad probably has a decent enough angle to see this, as the golem kind of brings its arms up and lowers them down to, like, the point of this section of stone in the center, this section of amber, and does so again. And each time there is a thunderous sound, but thus far no significant structural damage appears to have occurred.
Gotta take this temple down.
Alright.
As we leave.
Excellent.
Collapses dramatically behind
Yeah.
us.
Your go.
I'm going to tell... How much room is there in that crack area? Like, is the golem covering all of it, or is there a bit above the golem?
So the golem would be... There's a little bit above the golem.
But not like 10 feet.
No. It's not that vaulted.
Okay. What about the room that the golem is currently in? Because Eggsy was on the roof for a little bit as a spider.
Yeah.
Was it a particularly high roof?
Let me double check. So it was... I don't... Yeah, so the ceiling was 30 feet high in that room.
Cool. No, he's not going to. Eggsley will just Yeah, Exley will just wait for his zombie friends.
Okay.
That's all.
Beatrice.
Beatrice is going to hold the dash action till until Exley turns to come up the stairs with everyone else.
Okay. Now, are you using your movement on your turn as well to get closer to the stairs, or you're just...
No.
Okay.
Holding there.
Okay. Fall.
Yeah, so Fall is going to dash, but slowing themselves to Sevia's pace.
Okay.
Oh. Dash, 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 dash.
Alright.
So we both make it another 30 feet.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright.
15, 25, 30. We get there.
Alright. Zombies turn?
Zombie 1?
Zombie 1.
Zombie 1 does nothing.
Zombie 1 does nothing. Okay. Conrad.
Zombie 1's got an item, yeah?
Yes. A
yes.
gem.
42, are we leaving now?
I believe that would be the wisest option.
Good. Shall I take the gemstone or leave it in your friend's hand?
My friend is very close to his second death. You should absolutely take the gem.
He takes the gem and he dashes up to the stairs.
Okay.
I hope we'll be out of initiative soon.
Alright.
running.
Celia?
I would like to hold my action to do another dash when we get to Fall's turn.
Okay. Esmeralda is running. Zombie 2.
He'll just move out next to Zombie 1.
Alright. The Amber Golem is going to... What is the range on this thing?
Range on this
Yeah.
thing.
Too far out of range. Okay, so it's going to make 2 slam attacks against this section of rock. Both of those are enough to do some damage, so let's go. So. Alright, so there's enough damage that's able to start its journey through, so about... So there's just this kind of, yeah. There's some of a pillar of the stone standing, but it's still going to need to do a bit to get through, but it is a bit close for comfort.
Uh-oh.
Exley, your go.
So, how much is left of that pillar? Does it look like it might break through it in, 6 to 12 seconds?
It is possible. You're no expert in stonework, so it's hard to tell with precision, but considering how long it took it to get through that first bit of stone, it's a possibility.
Cool. And also, when we were in the room the first time, did Exley notice how quickly it could move?
Roll me a perception check.
That is a... 18.
Okay, so you would have noticed that, even though its movement was kind of restricted by the size of the room, that it seemed like it had no less difficulty moving around at the same speed that you were.
Cool. Excellent. In that case, I will instruct my zombies to go and stand by the staircase. I will request Beatrice to stand behind them, and I, 15, 20, 25, 30, will go there. And I will wait.
Alright. Beatrice.
Yeah. Well, Beatrice will listen to Exley and move up behind where the zombies are.
All right.
Sorry, just on the map, is that where the zombies currently are?
That's where they are currently, but I've told them to go and stand at the base of the stairs.
Alright, so she'll stand just up the stairs.
Okay. Alright. So, yeah, next is Fall. So, Fall, you are.
Yeah, I'm going to dash as far as Sevia can dash.
Dash.
Alright.
Let's
So,
go.
I'm going to move you
baby.
to the other map as far as you get.
thank you.
So, you probably get.
Anxiety twins are on the other map.
Yeah, we outie.
Look at us go.
Alright. Yeah. Next is a zombie.
He will do what he has been told to do. Go and stand there.
Alright. Conrad?
He's just going to, I guess, really say, 42, let us depart.
Okay.
And then he will go up the stairs.
Alright. Are you using your dash action or bonus action dash
He's
at all?
getting out of there. The golem's not going to catch up to him,
Okay.
Darby. He's out.
Alright.
Bye.
Move you to the other map. Okay.
Thank you.
Stevia.
Well, if we're on the second map, are we out of initiative or no?
Not necessarily. I
Okay.
will allow you and Fall to, like, kind of move in sync if you so desire.
I would like to continue dashing, as that was our pre-planned instruction, was run and try to avoid any skeletons on any skulls on your way out.
Okay.
I would like to, if Fall is allowed to move with me, continue apace until we exit this temple.
Okay.
Yes, that would be nice.
Esmeralda.
And the whole time she's doing like the Mulan, like get off the roof, get off the roof, get off the roof, but it's like get out of the temple, get out of the temple, get out of the temple.
Okay. Esmeralda is doing similarly. Zombie 2.
Zombie 2 will do as he's instructed and go and flank Zombie 1.
Okay. The golem, again, is going to make 2 attacks against this stone. Those are both enough to hit. Ooh, that first one's a lot of damage.
Two.
So, yeah. So Exley, kind of hearing like the impact as the golem hits the stone. You can hear that it's giving way and it's not going to hold out for much longer.
Cool.
All right, and it is your go.
I will turn to Beatrice. Say, I may be able to acquire an item or two from the room. However, that does require the golem to get out. It may be wise for you to make your way further up the stairs. Yeah. And then he'll turn himself into a raven.
Okay. Anything else?
He will just start to fly and just do a little circle work in the air.
Okay.
Maybe 10, 15 feet up if he can.
All right. Beatrice, your go.
You're muted, babe.
Yeah.
you didn't hear that either. Beatrice is going to say, don't do anything that's going to get yourself killed. We don't need it that much. And then she's going to turn and dash up the stairs.
All right.
Do I have enough movement dashing to get up to the next level?
Yeah, so you would have been... Like, it would have been 10 feet to get to where I've placed you.
Awesome.
And then... however far you want to go from there.
I will say, as soon as she gets up to the library, she's going to scan and just make sure that we've picked up all of our stuff to leave.
Yep. Alright, yeah, people are easy, like, you're collectively traveling reasonably light, so you're able to easily grab it and run. Okay. 4. Continuing to run? Yeah. Okay. Zombie 1.
I instruct them mentally to just defend that area.
Okay.
And that is all for both of them.
Conrad.
He's leaving.
Okay.
Howdy.
Sevia leaving.
Yes.
Esmeralda is also leaving. Zombie 2 also defending, I take it?
Yep.
Then the Amber Golem. Let's see. Yep, those are both good enough to hit. So, 13 for the first one. And this may well do it. Unless I roll really badly. 12. I rolled badly, but not badly enough, as this amber shatters and the golem steps through.
Hopefully it can't fit through your other doorways.
Hopefully it can't climb stairs.
Yep.
Alright. And that is where we're going to leave it for this episode.
We've loosed a golem in this place.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks,
Bye. Have a
guys.
great week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.